All right. Hi again, everybody. Terry Vanderbeck here with Sanford Health, coming to you live today from the Midco SN studios. Thanks to our friends and partners in Midco SN, the Emmy Award-winning Midco Mag in particular. We're here today with Dallas Goedert, and they just knocked out an interview with him. So stay tuned for their ongoing series about the lost season. And then Dallas been kind enough to stick around and spend some time talking some sports and some life in general. So first of all, Dallas, you got some nice scenery behind you there. You and I were talking off air, but tell the people where you're at and where that, if that would be business as usual for you, or how this has sort of impacted you so far.
Yeah, I'm out in Irvine, California, where I've spent the last 3 off seasons training, staying in shape, doing everything I can to become a better football player. And yeah, like you said, this year's been the wildest for sure. There's things in my day-to-day that are pretty much the same, but there's a lot that are completely different with the whole coronavirus. Trying to stay safe, keep myself safe, see the people that I'll be seeing in the next few weeks safe as well. So that's kind of everybody's job right now.
Yeah, and you know that Britain and Orange County have very different population densities. What's it like there? Like if you look out the window right now, is there kind of literally normally there'd be people walking around, people going on runs, lots of traffic. Is it kind of like noticeably more low key from people being out and about?
It's definitely noticeably more. You look at parking lots, with exceptions of the Costco's and the grocery stores, every parking lot's pretty much empty. There might be like max 1 or 2 cars in there. You see a lot less people walking around. They took off all the basketball hoops on all the outdoor rims, so that like people can't be going to parks anymore. They're all taped off. All the state beaches are closed. The only ones that are open are the ones that people have houses on or whatever. So there's less people on the beaches. Obviously, there's no restaurants open here. You can still go in, pick something up, and then eat it at a different area, but it's definitely a lot different.
Yeah, I gotta say, one Zoom observation: your hands are big to begin with. They look massive.
I know. I need to keep them under the table. They look like they get closer to the camera. It's like the big fish tray.
You got the Jim Langer mitts going there. A little South Dakota State reference. That would have been a heck of a handshake, by the way, because you guys have some big mitts. I think one thing we're seeing a lot right now, Dallas, with humanity in general, but obviously in the sports space where we both kind of live and work, people are confused, they're anxious, they're nervous. Things are just the routines are gone. There's a lot of uncertainty, and people are kind of, I think, starting to feel a little comfortable being like vulnerable about that, and it's okay for kids to go like, man, I'm nervous right now, and to admit that, and have their parents, their coaches, athletes of influence like yourself help them through that. So what's your experience like? You're coming off, year 2, but for you so far, career year, I think a lot of people at this point agree you're a top 10 tight end, and you're looking to do more. You guys want to get back, win a Super Bowl. There's all these future considerations, and now all of a sudden there's a lot of uncertainty around it. How are you personally handling just the questions, and is it getting to you? Do you spend much time thinking about it, or how are you kind of managing that from a mental standpoint?
In like the football aspect of it?
Well, yeah, but football is your life too, right? I mean, it's your career, and it's your living, and your public identity, anyways.
Yeah. So, like you said, finishing off my second year, I had a pretty good year. And now that the season's over, I try to just kind of forget about football, not worry about it. I'm away from Philadelphia. I don't have to, go out there, practice. We don't have to play games. So right now it's just basically working out and trying to get in shape. I'm comfortable with, my football knowledge, things I can do on the field. We'd like to be out there, but on the field running routes and stuff. But since it's not safe, we're not doing that. But just trying to stay in shape and just kind of forget about football until I'm back. When the season does start, if it starts, that's kind of when the pressure starts to get on. If you drop a ball, if you lose a game, the Philly fans are they're attacking. They're so passionate about it. They're such amazing fans, but if you don't do something perfect, it gets a little bit tougher. But that's just kind of for me. I love playing the game. I love football. I love competing. So It's all I've ever really known. It's all I've loved to do. So just going out there and, try not to worry about it too much and just kind of play the game that I love.
Sure. So far, travel has become a way of life, especially for pro athletes. And you look at your time in particular. Obviously, you're in Philly for the season. You're in Irvine for a chunk of the off season. You get home to South Dakota pretty often to see your family. Have a lot of your plans around that been put on hold, and you're kind of hunkering down in Irvine for the near future?
Yeah. So I was lucky when I got out here. It was the beginning of February, and I actually had a few trips planned. I had a bachelor party that got canceled. I was going to go to Colorado with my parents, but that obviously got canceled too with all this. So definitely some plans, seeing some friends, seeing some people are definitely limited, got eliminated. But the bright side is, if everybody just stays at home, and once this passes over, hopefully everything can get back to normal within a decent time period.
Yeah. Family, everybody's good. Everybody back home in South Dakota is doing the stuff they can do. And I'm sure they're extra concerned about you. Normally they wouldn't be, right? They're like Dallas living the life out in Southern
Yeah,
California.
usually
I imagine it's
they're
different right
jealous
now.
of me, but now, yeah, like you said, they're doing good. They're back home. One of my sisters and her husband's a teacher, so they're off. They're working from home, and the other one's a nurse. So she gets to kind of be on the front lines of it, even though it's not super big in South Dakota yet. But, yeah, they're all good, healthy. Get texts, get letters from them, as well as my aunts and uncles asking about me, hoping I'm staying safe as well.
Yeah. So it sounds like, though, you've got access. One of the challenges here, of course, is all the gyms, the fitness centers closing, including Sanford Power. So we're doing a lot of out-of-home workouts for kids, trying to give them something to do, honestly, so that they keep their minds ready and get their bodies ready. Sounds like you guys have a little bit of access there, or are you having to alter your workout schedule as well? Are you kind of like every other athlete in that regard?
Yeah, kind of like every other athlete. Right away when California put the quarantine, the stay-at-home in effect, I had to hit my fair share of home workouts, doing deck of cards with push-ups, sit-ups,
Nice.
different things like that. We bought a push-up board. We have bands at home. We have backpacks filled with stuffs to do different movements as well, which makes it hard because if you can't go to a gym and if you don't have someone telling you exactly what to do, like I have my whole life working out with strength coaches, it's tough to do it at home. But if you just set aside time and, pick 5 exercises you want to do, you can bust it out pretty quick and still stay in good shape.
Yeah, totally agree with that. I think keeping kids motivated, that's the biggest thing. And that's like, again, with our power guys, being that they're used to that interaction, they used to being that encourager, that guy that inspires them. And it's hard. It's easy, I think, for kids to play Call of Duty 12 hours a day and not eat well. And, on one hand, it's good for them to recover too. That's the other thing. You don't
Yep.
want to think like, don't beat yourself up mentally. It's okay to have some downtime. You guys at this point, even good high school athletes are playing year round. They don't get any downtime. I mean, you saw that being a multi-sport guy too. Are you
Yep.
finding that are you struggling with that at all mentally? Like, it's okay, I do what I can, but knowing that the rest can be beneficial as well?
Yeah, for sure. There's been more things that I've done this off season just with more time. We got Normatex, we got Hypervolts, stuff like that in our house that we're able to use. And just sitting around looking at the clock and seeing that it's only noon and I have 12 hours to try to find something to do, sitting in the Normatex for 30, 40 minutes doesn't sound nearly as bad, or stretching for 20 minutes kind of eats up some of that time. So I've noticed my recovery, the way my body feels with this free time better. So even though it does suck staying at home, there are benefits of it.
Yeah, let's talk sports nutrition a little bit. I know you were just telling Tom Neiman here that you've been cooking a little more, and that's one of the things that Lizzie, one of our registered dietitians, who's a sports expert, has been advising. Teach kids right now some healthy habits they can learn during this downtime when they have nothing else to do. That's going to A, help their performance, and B, help carry over so they can do that under normal circumstances. Sounds like that's something that you're trying to do even now as a pro athlete. Would you encourage kids to do that at this point? And that's going to help them. They don't have to learn that at 24 under dire circumstance. They can get better right now through that.
Yeah, for sure. Nutrition, and I've seen it firsthand, eating unhealthy, eating healthy. I kind of bounce back and forth because it is a commitment and it is hard to, eat healthy when you're tired, and it's just so much easier to, go the unhealthy route because it's just easier, sometimes tastes better. But for me in college, I ate McDonald's all the time, and I could tell my body looked different. I never felt as good. I watched the what was it?
Super
It was
Size Me?
the Meat Eaters or the vegan one on Netflix.
Okay.
And I went vegan for like a week. It was tough. There's a lot of restaurants out in California that were vegan friendly, so I could go there and get meals. But once the quarantine happened, I wasn't going to be able to cook all these vegan meals and make them taste as good as the restaurants. So I went back to a normal diet, but just try different things, find something you like, and it'll definitely make a big impact.
Yeah, for sure. We your boy Mike Dom will remind him that vegan's not always better, right? You gotta
Yep.
That's why, as easy as it seems, in all joking aside, to alter your diets, we encourage young athletes to reach out to some professionals. There's plenty of stuff on the internet. Some of it's good, some of it's not. And people like Lizzie are an email or a text or a phone call away, and they can tell you, yeah, that one's a little dicey, or yeah, absolutely, go forward with that, see how it works. And there's definitely a trial and error piece with that sports nutrition. Zach Zander's another guy over the years
Yep.
that tried a lot of different things. Some he liked, some he didn't. And so in these times where there's a lot of uncertainty, I think it's important for people to realize, to stay flexible, and
Yep.
it's a good time to try stuff. Maybe it's not, but to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's where we're all going to be right now. Dallas,
Yes.
last thing, not to put you on the spot, but obviously you're growing in your career. Your influence and reach is growing and back home and beyond. And again, we're trying to keep young athletes and parents especially motivated right now. What would you tell the young athletes out there by way of inspiring them or motivating them in terms of using this opportunity to get better in the ways you can control? You can control. I know you're a guy that's pretty good about kind of letting the stuff you can't control just roll off your back. But if you could give those kids kind of a message or your thoughts on how they can use this opportunity to stay mentally and physically healthy and kind of survive until we get back to normal times.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this one real short and simple. It's just kind of one of those things, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. With the uncertainty in the world, just like you guys, me, I don't know when everything's going to start back up. I don't know, when the next time something's going to happen. But I know for myself that when it does open up, I want to be ready so I can hit the ground running and just, be the best athlete, best football player I can be as soon as I can be. So I'm not going through a learning curve, going through a curve to get in shape, going through a curve to get where I was back because of what the coronavirus set back. So for me, it'd just be, set it on an hour and a half a day, 20 minutes, whatever it is, to do something, stay active, stay in shape, work on your mind, your body, whatever it is. And when the season comes around, when we're able to start doing our normal day-to-day life, you're ready to go and steps ahead of where you've been.
Yeah, that was really good. Again, as athletes, you guys are all doing everything you can to get that extra 1% better, that 1% edge. And right now, you probably have an opportunity to do more than that because lots of people won't be. So appreciate you passed along that message, Dallas. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. Big thanks to Dallas Goedert. We wish you well. Hope you and your family and the guys at Rep 1, the Eagles, especially Carson and Nate, our other guys, are doing well. Reminder to everybody watching, keep up with what we're doing at Sanford Power social media channels. We got those workouts. We got our mental experts. We got some sports nutrition things. We got a recruiting roundtable with some coaches talking about ways that athletes can still make themselves visible and pursue those next level opportunities. And most of all, stay safe, follow medical procedures, do what you can to help the people around you stay safe and minimize the risk. So Dallas, thank you again. Appreciate it. Thank you guys all for viewing, and we will be here again shortly.